What's up, Kaji fam? This is Godzilla 1090. So on to say for a brand new review. And today we're talking about something that we've been waiting for in this community for a very long time. ever since we saw the lovely model kit version of this, we've been waiting, and we finally got it. We finally have the proper end, or should I say rebirth, of Godzilla. Today we'll be talking about the yuji Sakai modeling collection, Godzilla 1995, the last scene version. And man, oh man, let me tell y'all, if you haven't been collecting the game that long, let me bring you up to speed real quick. So of course this was shown at this is shown on the show years ago. I want to say almost 8 years ago. And that was a really long time ago when Yuji Sakai first displayed this piece at whatever show it was at. For a while, I was looking for the kit. I couldn't find the kit because I know I do collect a few kits here and there, and I couldn't find the kit to save my freaking life. So I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. I guess I'll just give up. And then Express did their rebirth version with the original Express 30 centimeter burning Godzilla, and I don't know. I did like the Poe. I like the figure, but to me, this wasn't Rebirth Godzilla to me, honestly. So of course, I know the one I have. I do have a custom paint job by Marcellus Winters, where he actually painted him up like Junior for me, and I was like, hell yeah, that's badass. This can be my representation. No big deal. And then this got announced out of nowhere. There was no promotion. There was no nothing. They were just like, here, take this figure. And I was like, yes, please. So immediately, whenever this did pop up for pre-order, I was able to get this picked up on Ami, and then I just received it a couple of days ago, and I had to talk about it because, like I said, this thing is a masterpiece, to say the least. But before we get into the figure, of course, I'll show off the beautiful artwork from box art from Yuji Sakai, which they never miss. I know I've been doing a lot of complaining about Express and the little funky black and brown freaking paint schemes and stuff on the boxes. I absolutely hate it. But Yuji Sakai never fails to disappoint me. They always have the nice, beautiful colors on the box. Of course, we got the beautiful silhouette of the last scene in 1995, Godzilla vs. Destroyer. And as a kid, of course, y'all know that when Godzilla did die, we all bawled, honestly. Whether you was a kid, a teenager, or you was a grown man at the time. When we saw this for the first time, we all broke down and cried probably for a while. Until we did get that smoke clearing, the dark silhouette coming out of the clouds, and we was able to see Godzilla reborn. So that's enough about the box. Let's go ahead and get into the figure. I'll put the camera up a little bit closer so y'all get an up close looking personal at this beautiful figure. Thank you. And here he is, the Yuji Sakai 30 centimeter Godzilla Rebirth from X Plus. And my gosh, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Just look at him. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the earlier photos from overseas did scare the mess out of me because a lot of the pictures from overseas, the way that the angle they took the picture, the jaw looked kind of funky. Some of the eyes look kind of crazy on them, and I was really scared to get this piece, to be honest. And I mistakenly judged it from overseas pictures, which Lord knows I know better than that. But now that I have him in hand, I absolutely do love him. Of course, we have the look of Rebirth Godzilla. Of course, we got these beautiful blue tinted dorsal plates on him, which I absolutely love, even though he's not really charging atomic breath, but I love it. Of course, he has a super long tail. Got the charcoal gray skin, of course, as Godzilla does. Looks like there's a little bit of hue and blue in it, though. Maybe kind of match that nighttime variant of Godzilla, because the scene does happen at night, and really it's super foggy when this scene happens in the last scene. So that's maybe what they were going for. But of course, the moneymaker here is definitely going to be the face. Again, we got Godzilla roaring up into the sky as as Junior is being reborn. Of course, here's a frontal view of him, and my goodness, he looks even more wicked and awesome in this frontal view of him. And then, of course, the money shot right here is the face. Oh my god, my face looks amazing. But of course, we have to do some size comparisons with this guy to be able to look at how awesome he really is. With my first size comparison being the quote unquote original V-Birth Godzilla from X Plus 30 centimeter version. And of course, as y'all know, I got my custom painted by Marcellus Winters. And my goodness, this thing is big chungus for a Yuji Sakai figure. Definitely the biggest Yuji Sakai figure that we have, honestly. I didn't get any size comparisons with Yuji Sakai figures in this review. I will say that up front and personal. But as you see here, how big he is against this original scope of the original Burning Godzilla that was turned to a Rebirth Godzilla. As you know, this was one of the bigger 30 centimeter figures back when this figure originally came out. And now that you see the Sakai is just about neck and neck with him, really bigger than him, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, especially when you take account for the desizing. All right. Next, of course, we have Space Godzilla for this size comparison. And the reason I use Space Godzilla in this size comparison is because we honestly don't have we don't have any 94 Godzillas in X Plus. X Plus refused to do the 94 Godzilla. I don't know why. Leslie did this comparison on some pictures a few days ago, so I had to do it in the size comparison here. And y'all know if you have Space Godzilla is definitely big chungus, as my buddy Eric would say. And my God, this thing looks incredible with it. Yes, Godzilla is way too big for Space Godzilla because we know Space Godzilla was bigger than Godzilla in the movie, but nothing some photo magic can't fix. But again, these two do look amazing together, and that's actually how I'm having displayed on my shelf. Godzilla next to Space Godzilla and Mogera, actually. But of course, we do have to have at least one more size comparison. And with that size comparison, it's going to be Baggin as well from X Plus, as also in the 30 centimeter scale. So as you see, the Yuji Sakai is a true 30 centimeter figure. Granted, he is too big for Baggin because Baggin does tower over Godzilla and all the innovations that we've seen of him. But these two do look incredible together. These two look awesome together. I really, really love the way these two pair up against each other. Man, oh man. And again, this shows you the sheer size of this Yuji Sakai figure, which, as I mentioned, is probably the biggest Yuji Sakai that we have in the X Plus community. Because as you see, he towers or stands eye to eye next to some of the biggest heavy hitters in this line of X Plus. All right, that for this part of the review, we're going to pull the camera back and we'll continue the review. Thank you. That's my review on the Yuji Sakai Modern Collection sponsored by X Plus, the 30 centimeter Godzilla 1995, The Last Scene. And again, this thing is perfect. Perfect. In every way, shape, and form of the word. This thing is absolutely incredible, and I am honored to have this in my collection. This thing is great, and honestly, I'm making an early prediction here. This very well could win Figure of the Year. I know we got a lot of stuff coming out. We got a lot of different companies coming in trying to take the crown away from X Plus, because even though Mondo did take Company of the Year last year, the minus 130 centimeter Godzilla, that still won the Figure of the Year. So far, Figure of the Year hasn't been dethroned in a while for X Plus. And with this Yuji Sakai piece, it may not get dethroned this year either. Again, we have a lot of fantastic, wonderful figures coming down the line, and I can't wait to see them all. But if I had to vote today, my vote would go to the Yuji Sakai Rebirth Godzilla. But if you don't have this guy, go pick him up, please. I think I've seen a few of the Rick versions on Bai. You can still get the burning variant of this on the Godzilla store, since that's a Godzilla store exclusive. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't need both, but the burning variant, the burning patches and everything on here does look great on that version of the figure. Again, I don't need both. I don't need both. I don't need both. But I don't have a burning Godzilla in my collection either. But I'll try and get something else for burning Godzilla in the future. But until then, there should be more representation of the 95. As y'all saw in some of my size comparisons, it can be kind of passed over as a 94 too, if Photo Magic does its job. But that's all I got for you guys today. Of course, I know I do have I do have a few more reviews coming down the line. I had to show this off first in the box day over on Monsters of Attitude. So if you want to see my initial reaction, y'all can go check that out over there. But as far as what's coming up next, let's just say I'm still in the chokehold from the wonderful movie we got 2 years ago. And that's the only hint you get. But besides that, I do have that. I got some clips I'm gonna get out and show off in a little while on the channel as well. But you can always catch me over on Monsters with Attitude as well. We'll always talk about the weekly news with Let's Talk Raw. Of course, our Raw Talk interview podcast where we interview some of the amazing members in the Tokusatsu anime, vendor community. You wanna hear from them? We probably got them. We want to hear from them too. So definitely check us out over there. And of course, all of our socials on Monsters of Attitude. Of course, check out my social at Instagram, like Godzilla1090. I will be having a lot of photo shoots coming out very soon, if not already. So I'm looking forward to everyone seeing my work with that. And besides that, I can't wait to see everybody at G-Fest for sure. After recording this video, G-Fest is a little bit over a month. Actually, no, it is a month out now. Ooh, that came quick. That came real quick. We're actually less than a month away from G-Fest. I can't wait. So if you see me at G-Fest, I might have it on resting bitch face. But please stop me. Come talk to me. Let's definitely chat up about Godzilla and collectibles. I'm really, really happy and excited to meet everybody at G-Fest again this year. So I'll definitely be there. Probably in some NWA gear. Maybe even, well, no, I wore the shirt last year, so I can't wear this again. But you'll definitely see me there with something Godzilla related on, or having Godzilla, something Godzilla in my ears as well. Because G-Fest is legit nothing but Godzilla. I ignore everything and everybody during that weekend. But let me go ahead and let y'all guys go, and I hope y'all have a fantastic night, Kaiju family.